Before we dive in, my Petmosphere app is getting a brand new release really soon, so if you haven't downloaded it already, please feel free to do so right now for free on iOS and Android devices anywhere you are in the world. So good to be seen, and it's even better to see you. What's going on? How are you? I hope you're doing well, staying safe. Welcome back to yet another video. So in this video, admittedly, it's yet again another TikTok response video. Why? Because TikTok is a great platform on which to be and engage people into the truth about veganism and the truth about anything that's not veganism. And last night, I was fortunate enough to banter back and forth with what seems to be two very young ladies from Nova Scotia. They happen to be self-proclaimed local farmers up in that region, and we actually went at it for a little while, even using the video response features. And I have outlined here in my groovy little notebook a couple of things that I want to actually discuss. So I will be talking about the things that they replied with in response to what I had to bring to the table. So let's get started with number one. Both young ladies harped on the fact that I am not a farmer, and therefore I cannot know the first thing about farming, and that's actually not the case. As you and I both know, veganism is a very well-researched topic, which means that we dive deep into the things that we know we're eventually going to have to discuss with anyone outside of this community, farming being one of them. It's been well documented actually that vegan crop farming takes up a lot less land, it takes up a lot less water, it takes up a lot less lives in the process, and is efficient and way more sustainable than any other farming out there. This is a fact. Science has proven this over again. So when you use the silly excuse to try and deflect my attacks online by saying that I have to be a farmer in order to know about farming, that's like saying I have to be a certified vehicle mechanic to know my thing or two about cars. It just doesn't make any sense. Number two, one of the two young ladies actually admitted to doing the butchering themselves. So that right there goes to show that she is responsible herself for mutilation and butchering and torturing and eventual death of the animals that she claims to love from birth up until the moment where she is inevitably forced to take her life as a result of wanting to make profits off of their miserable existence. Number three, I find it to be quite ironic, the fact that she eventually butchers these animals, seeing as how her TikTok account is riddled with the most heartwarming videos I think you'll ever see of her booping the noses of cows and waiting for eggs to hatch and showing us little cute baby chicks, only to plump these animals up and turn them into literally $1 so that she can feed herself based on the death of animals that she in the past has claimed to love. Number four, she actually made reference to being respectful and having some sort of connection to your food, which seems very ironic to me, seeing as how these are people that eventually commit the ultimate act of betrayal. These are people that plump these animals up and only see a dollar sign getting bigger on top of these animals until the moment where they are inevitably forced to take their lives so that they can feed themselves and put food on the table. That to me is not having any respect towards the animal. That to me is not having a connection to food. It's just protecting your dollar, protecting the profit that is eventually going to be making a difference in your life. Number five, she goes on to say that animals are actually treated even better than her and I on her farm for whatever reason. She felt obligated to tell me that in the sense that she doesn't sponsor animal cruelty in any way, shape, or form. But at the end of the day, does it really matter if an animal is going to graze the pasture or graze a slaughterhouse? Does it really matter if an animal is going to, be able to walk around freely with her friends as opposed to confined to a pen? Does it really matter if at the end of the day, all you're doing is taking care of your profits, and eventually admitting to the fact that you're going to end their life by butchering them. Number 6, farmers don't abuse, and that's great. You and I both know that veganism is all about preventing animal abuse, but at the end of the day, think about this for a second. Just because you send your plumped up cow after years of service on your farm to slaughter does not necessarily mean that that cow is going to be tickled to death. Okay, they're not going to pet it to death, they're not going to hug it to death. You and I both know that if you're a local farmer or a slaughterhouse worker, that cow is going to be knifed to the throat. It's going to be abused and hit over the head with a bat if it doesn't want to get into the kill floor, so on and so forth. So for you to not make the connection because it's simply out of sight and out of mind is borderline irresponsible. Number 7, the topic of lifespan was actually brought to the table by me because I know for a fact, and I hope you know this for a fact, cows tend to live between 20 to 25 years if there is absolutely no human interaction whatsoever. And it just so happened that these young ladies had the audacity to say that if it wasn't for their interaction, they wouldn't even make it to 10 years. And you and I both know that due to human interaction is the reason why they don't live the average of 20 to 25 years, because they are constantly getting stressed out, mutilated, tortured, raped against their will, artificially inseminated, and are constantly producing milk, which eventually deteriorates their health and their lifespan. So for them to say that and do everything that actually exemplifies the reason behind their low lifespan is just mind-boggling to me. And finally, the topic of having the option to die quickly came to the table. Now, as a vegan, I know for a fact that no animal has to die in order for my life to continue. So there is literally no need to even have the option from which to choose. I refuted this by saying that if my life must absolutely end, be it an illness or a severe injury I cannot recover from, then yes, I would very much like to have a bullet to the head instead of 5 to the chest and bleed out to death. You know what I'm saying? So for them to say that they have the option to end that animal's life quickly and painlessly is absolute nonsense. You and I both know there's no humane slaughter. Humane and slaughter do not go together. That's just a term that the industry, whether it's a slaughterhouse or local farmers like these girls, like to come up with in order to ease your conscience and ease the guilt so that you can sponsor local farms. So it's a total BS. So there you have it, guys. A couple of arguments hopefully that can help you out when engaging people in veganism. If they brought value to you, let me know by hitting that like button. And if this is the first time we're seeing each other, I would like to take you out on a second date. Hit that subscribe button and make sure to hit the bell on the way out so that you don't miss a single one of my episodes. I will definitely see you in the next video.